except one. It dominates the world, but soon an immortal will come to confront him. His name is Quentin MacLeod. He is the Highlander.
Hello guys, Leon Levi here. I've always been curious about the Highlander games, and when I started digging, I found out there are only a few, and they're pretty weird. There was a sword fighting game back in 1986 for old computers, and another game on the Atari Jaguar CD in the 90s based on the animated series. Then there was a more modern Highlander title planned for PC and consoles that never actually came out. In this video, I'm going to talk through each one, what they were, how they played, and why some never made it out. Let's get straight into it. In the meantime, drop your views on Highlander games in the comment section. Highlander 1986. When I played the 1986 Highlander game, it honestly felt like the most bare-bones movie tie-in you can imagine. It was developed by Canvas and published by Ocean for the ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, and Amstrad CPC. And you can tell it was rushed out to ride the movie hype. The whole story is just 3 one-on-one sword fights where I play as Connor MacLeod, facing Ramirez, a guy called Fizzer, and finally the Kurgan, each in a different arena like a medieval castle, a grimy parking garage, and a windy rooftop. On paper, I've got different sword swings, blocks, and parries based on stance and joystick direction, so it sounds deeper than your usual button masher. In reality, the controls feel stiff, the animations are slow, and the hit detection is so random that half the time I don't know why I got sliced. Visually, it's a side-view, flip-screen fighter with chunky sprites or muddy monochrome, depending on the system. Most players back then absolutely slammed it as a golden turkey, but if you're a retro Highlander nerd, it's still worth a look just to see how badly a cool idea can go wrong. Highlander, The Last of the MacLeods. Highlander, The Last of the MacLeods on Atari Jaguar CD is where things finally start to get a bit more interesting. This one was developed by Lore Design and released in 1995, and instead of sticking to the original movie, it follows the Highlander animated series with Quentin MacLeod as the main hero. Right from the start, I'm dropped into a 3D action adventure that uses pre-rendered backgrounds and polygonal characters, kind of like those early survival horror games, mixing exploration, dialogue, and sword combat. I spend a lot of time wandering around villages, ruins, and dungeons, talking to NPCs, grabbing items, and solving simple puzzles. Then suddenly I'm thrown into the clunky but tense sword fights against slavers and soldiers. Cutscenes and voice work help tie it into the cartoon, and for Jaguar CD, the overall aesthetic actually feels pretty ambitious and atmospheric. The downside is that camera angles can be awkward, timing attacks is tricky, and the difficulty can spike in frustrating ways. Fans are really split. Some see it as a rough hidden gem on doomed hardware, others just see jank. But if you're into weird mid-90s experiments and forgotten platforms, it's exactly the kind of oddity you'll want to try at least once. Highlander. The most fascinating Highlander game to me is the one that never properly made it out to our hands on PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. This was a planned action-adventure game in development at Widescreen Games, with Eidos lined up as the publisher, built on a modern engine and clearly aiming for that big cinematic feel. Instead of playing as Connor, I would have taken on the role of Owen MacLeod, another immortal, jumping between time periods like ancient Pompeii, gritty present-day streets, and a futuristic New York. The core idea sounded amazing. Use immortality as an actual gameplay mechanic, surviving falls, explosions, and brutal set pieces that would kill a normal character, while still having to fear decapitation. Combat was pitched as a mix of sword fighting, environmental kills, and supernatural-style powers, letting me feel like a true Highlander powerhouse in large battles. From trailers and previews, the game looked like it finally captured the epic vibe fans always imagined. But behind the scenes, money issues, licensing problems, and the studio's own troubles slowly suffocated the project, and it was eventually cancelled. Now it lives on as one of those legendary what-if games that retro and Highlander fans still think about. So, looking back at all these Highlander games, it's kind of amazing how messy and interesting this little corner of gaming history is. We've seen a rushed 8-bit movie tie-in, a weird but ambitious Jaguar CD adventure, and a big modern project that never even got the chance to prove itself. None of them are perfect, and some are downright painful, but together they show how different studios tried to turn the same immortal fantasy into actual gameplay. That's all for this video, everyone. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts regarding this in the comments, and thanks for watching.